So, welcome back to Daily Practice with Nikhil. Hello to all beautiful humans here. Welcome. And today we are tackling the most synonymous with modern life issues we talk about, and it's overwhelm. The heavy, buzzing, too much happening at once sensation that can leave us feeling fatigued, paralyzed, depleted, and utterly disconnected. So, that is what we are going to be discussing today. But instead of just commiserating about how busy we are going to unpack overwhelm. So, we look at why it feels so pervasive today, how it kind of joins in with our society and our deep human need to thrive. And most importantly, we'll empower and explore constructive ways to navigate it. This isn't about eliminating challenges, it is about understanding that life happens, but about feeling and building resilience, clarity, and reclaiming a sense of agency so we can all live and thrive and flourish. And knowing that overwhelm is just another part of our life which we want to understand and lean away from. So, understanding overwhelm, first off, what exactly is it? So, we have many definitions, and what it is, it's more than just being busy or stressed. Busyness implies we have a lot to do. Stress can be a reaction to pressure. But overwhelm, on the other hand, is slightly different. It's the feeling that demands upon us something internal or external. So it is a feeling that comes when we exceed our perceived capacity to cope effectively. It's the cognitive or emotional overload that happens when inputs feel chaotic, numerous, and urgent, and when you feel less control of them. So it's not just a reaction to something, it is something which is perceived capacity to cope, is what it is. So, why does it feel like such a signature tune in the 21st century? Why is it so common? This is where the ideas from some sociology is fascinating. Our modern world is filled with incredible opportunities and connectivities. It's also complex, rapidly changing. We live in high information, high speed society, right? So we are constantly inundated with data, expectations, and stimuli everywhere we look. 24/7 media cycles demanding jobs, complex personal lives, learning, growing, sheer pressure to keep up. So, traditional social structures that might have provided clearer roles or slower pace have moved away for this hyper speed life we all live. And there's nothing wrong. I think this is a beautiful place as well. I think it's just that one of the unintended consequences of this growth has been our capacity to cope. We often face greater individual responsibility for success, happiness, and well being, which can feel really empowering but also incredibly isolating and overwhelming when things get tough. The comparison culture is fueled by obviously online. Uh, that adds another layer, makes us feel inadequate or behind, and this constant state of onness or the external pressure that creates this ground for overwhelm to start to take root. And from the perspective of human understanding and flourishing, which is where the angle I want to come in at, is overwhelm is a significant obstacle. So flourishing isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving experiencing positive emotions, being engaged, building strong relationships, finding meaning, and achieving a sense of accomplishment. That's what we are here to do. And overwhelm erodes all of these. It drains our energy, leaving little room for creativity or engagement. So, things we want to do. It makes us irritable, withdrawn, it damages relationships, it clouds our sense of purpose, meaning, and everything in between, making everything feel a bit more chaotic than it is. In a sense, overwhelm is an anti flourishing state. So, when we are striving for flourishing, we come across overwhelm. So, how do we know when we are tipping into this area, into overwhelm? Recognizing the signs is first crucial step towards managing it. They can manifest in various ways. So, mentally, a racing mind, difficulty concentrating, feeling foggy or scattered, making mistakes, negative self talk, or worrying excessively can be some of the mental signs of overwhelm. And there are emotional signs like irritability, anxiety, feeling helpless, tearfulness, feeling disconnected or numb, increased frustration. These are also some of the symptoms to recognize. And we look at then the physical aspect, muscle tension, headaches, fatigue, digestive issues, difficulty sleeping, shallow breathing, maybe even increased heart rate. These are all signs of chronic overwhelm. And behaviorally, we end up procrastinating, avoiding difficult tasks, withdrawing from our social situations, increased reliance on coping mechanisms which are very unhelpful, like scrolling, overeating, alcohol, substances, feeling stuck and unable to start. So these are like some of the signs. Understanding overwhelm means reframing it to not as a personal failing, but as a signal. It's a signal. It's your mind and body's way of saying, hold on, something is out of balance. Our capacity is being exceeded by the current demands or perceived current demands. Very important distinction. This signal is in a stop sign that you can't do it, but a dashboard light saying, pay attention here, adjustments are needed. Growing from it involves learning to know these signals, understanding it from within, and develop strategies to bring things back into balance. And that brings us to the heart of today's episode. 5 deep and constructive ways we can actively manage our overwhelm and cultivate a state of flourishing, even amidst inevitable complexities in our life. These aren't quick fixes, but intentional practices that build resilience and clarity. So let's take a look at these 5 ways to reclaim your calm and manage your overwhelm. So first thing is a mindful audit of your inputs and commitments, the clarity practice. So overwhelm often stems from a feeling of having too much. We need to understand that too much actually is and how it affects us. This isn't just about a to-do list. It's about everything demanding your energy, tasks, notifications, social obligations, internal pressures, worrying thoughts, even physical clutter. So setting aside a dedicated time, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, to write everything down that feels like a demand or an input. See it visually. So then, with a clear mind, Look at these lists and ask, is this truly necessary right now? So we are kind of doing this Marie Kondo on ourselves. So is this truly necessary right now? You can put it in different boxes or whatever. And does this align with my values or goals? Can this be delayed, dropped, let go? And once you see this list, what is the one most important thing that you could focus on next? And this sort of audit helps you move from a reactive state to a proactive one, bringing clarity to the chaos. It's about consciously choosing where your finite energy goes rather than letting demands choose you. So, this practice of mental audit or mindful audit aligns beautifully with flourishing as it frees up cognitive space for engagement and meaning. So, I invite you to try this out, maybe creating a list for yourself, maybe creating this clarity practice. And I want you to keep this a positive practice. And there may be a tendency of us to just list all the problems we have or the issues we have. Yes, it might be worth writing down, but this is something kind of slightly different. You are creating clarity, which means you are writing down all the tasks, all the things, everything you are doing. So even listening to Insight Timer, listening to social media, listening to people, uh, going to the shops, buying stuff, all of that, all the tasks, all the social obligations, everything, not just your problems. Because I want us to take this time to really audit what it is that is consuming your energy and making you feel deprived and overwhelmed. So that's the idea of this practice, which is a wonderful practice, the clarity practice. The second way is to cultivate radical acceptance and present moment awareness. And this is the grounding practice we have been familiar with. A significant part of overwhelm is often resistance to the current reality. Wishing things were different, worrying about the future, dwelling on the past. And radical acceptance doesn't mean liking or agreeing with your current situation. It means acknowledging it wholeheartedly in this moment without judgment. And pair this with present moment stillness and awareness. When you feel overwhelmed, your mind is like, it's everywhere but here. So bring yourself back. And this is what we have been practicing for I don't know how many years. Focusing, coming back to the breath, the feeling of your feet on the ground, the sounds around you. This practice interrupts the overwhelm spiral, maybe even squeezing in a couple of positive affirmations. I am good enough, I am worthy, I can get to these tasks, I believe I am successful, I am here right now fully. And even the now, that's very important. The now, right now, when you are in the present moment, there is no overwhelm. It's just a moment. So if you're able to be here for this moment, by accepting the present, you reduce the energy spent in resistance and grounding yourself. Let me give you an example of this, because every morning when I do this, when I come here and deliver this practice, as soon as I wake up, I start to think all things that that can go wrong, and I start to become overwhelmed. So the first thing I do when I start to notice that my mind is starting to race, there are biological signs, there are biological factors which cause this to happen, but it happens. So you start to notice the things which we want to do, and then it just gets a bit overwhelming. So what I do straight away, wake up and do a few jumping jacks, or like move your body. Just do a couple of yoga stretches just to bring myself to the present right now. The issue with meditating for me at that time is I then become kind of in myself rather than actually being available for others. So this is one of the practices I do. I just wake up and do some anything. Make it look silly. The more sillier it gets, the more interesting it will be. Because when you start to move in ways which you never did, your mind is confused now. Oh, it's thinking, oh, there's so many tasks, and why is this person moving around without my consent? Let me see what's going on. And then suddenly you'll be back in the present moment. So do something, or a pattern interrupt. Do something which interrupts your daily pattern. So if you are constantly brushing your teeth with your right hand, change it to the left hand and see what happens. Suddenly there's a shift, there's a focus directed into the present moment. So that is one of the tricks I use to say that, yeah, tricks can work for a bit, but the underlying principle is to radically accept this present moment and be here. Even thinking about it, you start to become, okay, right now I'm okay. Right now this is okay. Yes, I'll get to the tasks. I have created my clarity practice, etc. So yeah, that's one way. So then you clear the clarity, create the clarity, and then now you become aware of the present moment. Yeah, you can use it to run errands, and you can use it to clear your schedule. You can use it in different contexts. So if you're studying, you can use this practice just for studies, or you can use this practice if you're getting overwhelmed at work. You can use this practice for work specific tasks. And the third thing is to strengthen the boundaries. It's the protection practice. Overwhelm. So once we created clarity, and now we are on the and we created a daily practice of coming to the present moment, the grounding. Now we have to protect what we have from leaking out. So overwhelm often tells us we haven't set or maintained healthy boundaries. The limits placed on our time, energy, and availability. This is crucial, right? This is crucial in a society that often rewards being constantly available. Learning to say no to extra tasks, unnecessary meetings, social demands, or even constant digital notification isn't selfish. It's an act of self-preservation and respect your own capacity. Boundaries protect your resources, allowing you to allocate them to what truly matters and align with your values. Do you really want to know everything about everyone in every place? And if so, what is the reason behind it? Or do you want to be able to be present for your life as it happens to you? Often we are playing this game of I know more than you with everyone we meet. And for that game, and you to be successful in that game, you have to be constantly updated with every single thing that has happened in every single moment across the planet, in every single situation. It is challenging. No wonder we feel overwhelmed. So I invite you to set your boundaries and create this protection around you. This isn't selfish. This is not something that feels it should be selfish. It's something selfless, because you then can engage with your resources to the things and people that you care about. So schedule. People do this focus time in their calendar. So if you are one who is for calendar management, yeah, schedule it in focus time. This is the time I will not be available, and this is the time I will not look at my phone. This is the time I will not watch TV. This is the time I will just be with myself. And over time, you might at the start you will be feeling the sense of what every kid in the planet calls FOMO, or fear of missing out. And then over few weeks, what happens is it becomes JOMO. It becomes joy of missing out. You no longer feel obliged to contribute to that discussion about world politics. You don't feel the necessity to engage in party politics. You don't feel the necessity to think and challenge what other people's views are. You don't feel the necessity to send that message on social media because you haven't been on social media for a while, although you love social media. And this is the aspect I want you to get is we are not running away from the world, we are engaging with the world. So you can use social media, you need to use social media, you need to learn AI, you need to do all these wonderful things which are happening because life is new, life is giving us these amazing things. So we want to be right there for it. So that's the protection. So once you created the protection, yeah, and the JOMO is a wonderful thing. I hope you enjoy it. Connecting, once you protect it, now is the navigation. So connecting with your core values and purpose. So when overwhelmed, feel like what is happening with you. Reconnecting with your core acts as like a compass. So why are you doing this? Why are you doing this now? What truly matters to you? So you have the list, you then have the grounding practice, you have the protection, you have created the boundaries. Now you can literally dive into what you love. Use your values as a filter for your commitments. Does this task serve a value like connection, creativity, growth, or contribution, or whatever it is that is your core value and purpose? If not, you don't need it. Even if it is difficult, the task will feel less overwhelming when you see it through the lens of meaning and the meaning you have created for yourself. And this is the moment with things change. This practice provides direction and motivation, transforming this chaotic just to-do list of things you need to do to alignment, to bringing yourself in alignment with your wise self. At the start of the practice, I said, bring your wise self. Who is that person? Finding meaning in a cornerstone of human flourishing and connecting with your values helps illuminate the path forward, and your path is there for you. Go forth with confidence, kindness, knowing that yes, there may be many challenges, but I am on my path. And yes, I can move and course correct and change the path according to where I'm going, but I will not be pulled away because I have created this compass, this navigation through my core values and purpose. So that's the fourth step. And fifth, often forgotten practice is the replenishment practice. So prioritizing rest and self-compassion. And in this world of productivity obsessed culture, I'm sure you've come across many people. Rest can feel like a luxury. People say things like you can rest when you're dead. I mean, can you really? I don't think so. But rest, true rest, not just collapsing in exhaustion, is absolutely essential for preventing and recovering from overwhelm. Adequate sleep, intentional breaks, moments of quiet, activities that replenish you, even it feels like you're spending energy doing it, like exercise, like going for a walk, like playing with your friends and family, playing with with your toys, with your stuff, just doing things, practicing speaking to yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend, as we have discussed many times. Acknowledging that feeling overwhelmed is a normal human response to challenging circumstances. This internal kindness builds resilience and reduces internal pressure that contributes to overwhelm, and allows you to approach challenges with a clearer, more resourceful mind. So, self compassion, as I've been talking for the past, I don't know, 2 years, self compassion has always been there in most of the practices, most of the discussions often come down to self compassion. So, there you go. These are 5 practices you can start to build straight away: mindful auditing, radical acceptance, presence, strengthening boundaries, connecting with your values, and prioritizing rest and self compassion. That's how you can change your relationship with overwhelm. And all of these are interconnected also. So they work together to build stronger internal foundation, allowing you to navigate the external pressures of modern life with great ease, clarity, and resilience. So all of this is connected. They shift you from feeling like a leaf blown in the wind to feeling like a tree, ability to bend and sway and remain rooted. So, managing overwhelm isn't just about doing less in a way that diminishes your life, it's about being more intentional with your energy and attention so you can focus on what truly matters for you. It's about creating the conditions for your own growth, flourishing, regardless of the external noise. You have the power within you to make these shifts. Starts with awareness, a little bit of courage, and a commitment to treat yourself with, wait for it, kindness. So, to help you integrate some of these ideas, find a moment of calm right now. Let's take a few moments for a short guided reflection so you can join in. If you joined us, yeah, this is the right time. We are doing a practice. So, if you're driving or doing something that requires your full attention, please come back to this later. Or if you can do it later, that'll be great. If you're in a place where you can close your eyes or soften your gaze, I invite you to do so. Find a comfortable position, seated or lying down. Allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. So, feeling a lengthening, gently closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. Bring your attention to your breath, not trying to change it, just noticing it. The natural rhythm of your inhale and exhale. The rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. Now gently bring to mind the feeling of overwhelm. Perhaps just a hint of it, or the memory of a time you felt it strongly. Notice where you feel it in your body. Maybe tension in your shoulders, tightness in your chest, a buzzing in your head. Let it all be here. Just observe without judgment. Imagine you are gently holding this feeling of overwhelm in the palm of your hand. It's okay that it's there. It's a signal, an experience. It's not you. And as you breathe in, imagine bringing fresh, calm air into that feeling. And as you breathe out, imagining softening around it, creating a little more space. Inhale, calm. Exhale, soften. Repeat this a few times. Inhaling, calm, and exhaling, soften. Inhale, calm. Exhale, you soften. Acknowledging whatever feeling is here and creating space around it. Now bring your attention back to your breath, flowing easily in and out. Imagine each exhale is an opportunity to release a tiny bit of tension, a tiny bit of weight of overwhelm. Letting go just this moment. Bring your awareness back to your body, feeling the support beneath you, the ground beneath you. You are here in this moment, breathing. And carry this sense of groundedness and spaciousness with you as you gently open your eyes and come back into the room. And I hope that short practice offered you a moment of peace and clarity. Remember, even a few moments just like this, intentional breathing and presence can make a huge difference, even when overwhelm strikes. So don't be shy whenever overwhelm strikes. Don't wait to do these practices. Just get straight to it, because now you know you have been practicing for a long time. So to wrap up today, so let's quickly summarize the key takeaways from today's practice. So what is overwhelm? Overwhelm is more than stress or busyness. It's the feeling of demands exceeding your capacity to cope, or perceived capacity to cope, leading to cognitive and emotional overload. There are societal factors, modern life speed, information overload, comparison culture, and shifting social structures contribute significantly to this widespread phenomenon known as overwhelm. We looked at it through the lens of human flourishing. Overwhelm is an obstacle for flourishing, hindering our ability to engage, connect, find meaning, and experience well-being. We recognized the signs and understood that growth is part of it. Understanding overwhelm as a signal allows us to make necessary adjustments and build resilience. We talked about the 5 ways to manage overwhelm: mindful audit, radical acceptance and presence, strengthening boundaries, connect with values, and prioritize rest and self-compassion. And I leave with empowerment. You have the ability to implement these things in your life, reclaim control of your life, paving the way for flourishing. And remember, managing overwhelm is always an ongoing practice, as most of our discussions here are. It's not a destination. Be patient and kind with yourself. And as you explore these strategies, change them, adapt them to you however you wish to. You are not alone in this journey. And by taking conscious steps like these, you can move from feeling swamped or feeling empowered, creating a life that feels more balanced, meaningful, and aligned with your deepest capacity for flourishing. So yeah, thank you for joining me today in Daily Practice with Nikhil. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might need it. Until next time, be well, be present, and keep reclaiming your calm. Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.